I'm back with another triggering topic. And today I want to talk about Pickmes and their ruthless dedication to downing women while putting themselves on a pedestal. I was reading this article about the baby mother of Lakeith Stanfield. It says her name is Zosha. Hopefully I'm saying this right. Zosha Rockamore. Now, apparently she was with Lakeith for years and she had a child and she was a bit of a secret. And then he went on to get engaged to and marry a woman that he had only known for 5 months or something like that, according to her. Now, all of this is alleged, alleged, alleged. So let me give y'all that disclaimer because I don't know any of these people personally. But she did do a recent interview. And in that interview, she was clearly hurt, which is understandable. Just the way that she spoke about Lakeith, I can tell that it was still painful for her. And she also talked about, how you shouldn't betray yourself. Or she said that she would tell her daughter that you shouldn't betray yourself to have basically the so-called comfort or company of a man. And, I'll probably try to insert the clip around here. But if you don't see the clip, then it's because YouTube didn't let me keep it in. But either way, in the clip, you can tell, like I said earlier, she's still hurt by Lakeith leaving. And, I just feel like as a black woman, when we see that a black woman is really hurting, there's a time to try to, I guess, advise somebody. And then there's a time just to simply empathize with that sister and just say, I'm sorry, sis. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see how it's wrong to empathize with a fellow sister because we've all been hurt before. But anywho, even beyond that, so I go into the comments and then I see this comment from a black woman named Fonda Martini. I don't know. But this is what she says. She says, teach her the importance, and she's talking about this lady's daughter. Teach her the importance of marrying before carrying. Your story is your story. Tell her the right way to do it. And, like I said, honestly, that's a very tone deaf thing to comment when you see that a fellow black woman is in pain. But it gets even worse. So I see another comment that she was responding to. She was responding to somebody else, and you should be able to see what she was responding to on the screen. Now, she says, when you've made all the wrong choices and didn't choose right, then it doesn't matter. You're already damaged goods low key. It matters. Have a commitment, and keeping your family together is a flex. Men don't leave. Women 85 to 90% of the time are the issue and leave for the silliest things that they have never upheld themselves or had any form of boundaries, priorities, or standards. Now, that's insane to me because men don't file because there is no reason for them to file because marriage benefits the man in this day and age far more than the woman does because women now don't need men to survive or make money. So a lot of times men are in relationships with women. They're working, they're providing money, they're paying 50% of the bills, they are doing 100% of the domestic labor and taking care of the children. And the man is just sitting back and laying back and relaxing and chilling. And he has in-house, you know what. So, of course, men aren't leaving. And then they can neglect the woman and keep a woman on the shelf while they half the time do whatever it is that they want to do. So it's like, why would these men leave? And this is another point that I really want to say is that women have been brainwashed since birth with Disney movies and how all women want to find their perfect Prince Charming and how women are really nothing if they don't have a man around to validate. And especially black women are told that for sure. So my thing is that you have a group of women who you say never deserve love, never gonna get love. If these women get love, supposed love, or they get a man, the fact that these women are walking away despite the decades of brainwashing, don't you think that means that men are acting up pretty badly and that there's probably a reason why all of these women are leaving? You think 90% of women are wrong? Like, stop the games. And the fact that this black woman would call another black woman damaged goods is completely insane. It's so ridiculous and disgusting. And why would you degrade another black woman in that? Anyway, let me just read a couple more comments that she made before I really go in. Now, here she says, everybody and anybody who disagrees with black women are pick-me's, SMH, LMAO. I don't pay you heifers no mind. Thank God I've already been picked. Now, the fact that you hear this woman regurgitating red pill rhetoric as a weapon and directing it to other black women while positioning herself as superior is really it's really almost an art form at this point with Pickmes because they do it so well. Then she comments and says, men aren't leaving. What aren't y'all getting, LOL? Women are leaving and breaking up their homes. And half the time, it don't even be no real issues. Go look at the stats. Internet is free. And look at even just basic relationships now. Women will leave a man for anything. Men aren't leaving their marriages. Women are asking for divorces and leaving their husbands, point blank, period. And my thing is that, once again, how do you know that it's not for nothing? Are you in all of these women's household? Do you see how their husbands treat them day to day? No, you're not in any of them. You don't know. Nobody knows how a marriage is going except the two people, and those are the only two. So everything that she said was just pure lies and just, insanity that she heard from a man that now she is taking on to be fact. And, the only thing that she was right about is that, yes, women are leaving, but it's because their efforts are not being appreciated. They are not happy, and they are experiencing a lot of mistreatment, aka verbal abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse. But, I don't even want to deep dive into the insanity of her comments because y'all already know that she's crazy. Y'all already know that she's extremely male-centered. But I really want to say that this type of woman is dangerous. Dangerous. An extremely male-centered pick-me that has wrapped her worth up in having a husband. She is a danger to every woman that she comes across because she truly believes that her having a husband makes her superior to other women. And she also has the added bonus of being a pick-me that, still yearns for male validation from men. And she doesn't just want the validation from her husband. She wants it from men that are not her husband. Because I go look on her page, and this woman is in a vehicle. Y'all see it. Y'all see it right there. I'm just going to let y'all see it. The video speaks for itself. The proof is in the pudding. She's in a vehicle, tooting her booty up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing, ma'am? Don't you have a husband? Aren't you picked? So if you're picked, why are you throwing out the goods so other men can come in there and compliment you while you got your booty up in the air? Huh? In the car, looking uncomfortable and boxed in like you over there on one. She over there on one side of the car, just like, be for real. Like, this, you know what? You're too old for this. You should know better. And then if you look right here, she's exposing her body all over her page. So it's like you got this husband that you thanking God that picked you, but you out here still want men to say something to you. You still out here thirst trapping. And I wonder how your husband feels about you still needing validation and attention from other men besides him. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be real here. She's not posting to be uplifted by women because she hates them. The hypocrisy. And I really want y'all to, I really want to keep saying this because I don't want it to seem like this is a joke. Like, pick-me women are dangerous. Very, very dangerous. And I really want to get that point across because a lot of times, we don't take the word pick-me seriously anymore, or, if you call a woman a pick-me, like people just say, and I know why, because a lot of times the word is often misused. Because sometimes you're calling people pick-me's that ain't even did nothing. Or they just said something that you didn't like. And now she's a pick-me. And I understand that the word is oftentimes oversaturated. But right now, like, pick-me's in the truest sense of the word, pick-me's like this woman, they are truly dangerous. Truthfully. Like, pick-me's are the mothers that call their daughters fast and hate them and don't protect them when a man that they're living with or is entertaining touch them. Pick-me's are the women that will ask another woman, what was she wearing when she talks about her essay? Pick-me's are the women that will set up another woman to be harmed by a man just to get a pat on the head by a man. Pick-me's are women that have no problem ruining the image of black women by saying the most horrible things about black women while positioning herself to be the exception to the rule. Pick-me's cause harm to women. Pick-me's cause harm to children. Pick-me's also cause harm to men as well because they allow them to live in a false state of delusion. And my thing is that, when I say that, it's because pick-me's oftentimes are the ones putting the batteries in the back of these unstable, crazy men by telling them that, hey, no, you're right. You're justified. All women are bad. All women, you're right. It's just not me, though, but it's all the other women, yes. And what they do is that they put this battery in men's back to dehumanize women. Enough to where if they do harm a woman, that they actually think they're justified in doing it. And so I want you to, if you see a pick-me, you need to avoid them at all costs. They cannot be saved. Do not befriend them. And I really believe that women like this woman that I'm talking about, just this random lady that I saw online, like these type of women should be completely excommunicated from the sisterhood. Like you should be able to have nothing to do with black women. Like we don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that we should do them like how we've done men like Telvin Osborne and Christian Obumsele. Like, those men that were saying all those bad things about black women, but ended up getting toe tagged by their white tea preferences. I think that it's that serious that they have to be treated that way. So if something happens to them or they need assistance or they need to go to what they need to do is they need to go to the men that they think can do no wrong. That's where you should get your help and assistance from. And what's crazy is more than likely those men will not help because they hate black women. And some of those men, depending on what race you're talking about or whoever, they hate women in general. But you know what? A woman like this, she'll have to learn the hard way. Or maybe she won't. Maybe she will proudly be a mammy for the rest of her life and labor, for all of her time on this earth while putting down women that look like her. Who knows? Either way, it's a disgusting scenario, whether she knows it or acknowledges it or not. But, I digress. If you watched this whole video and you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and drop a 2 down below in the comments. And you already know why, because what? This woman and her thought process is boo, boo. Being a pick-me is boo, boo. Putting down your sister to make men feel validated is boo, boo. And if you can't donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, that's no problem at all. Just do your girl a free favor. Follow me on TikTok. I do live stream there exclusively. I promise you'll have a great time over there. And also follow your girl on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. And hit that subscribe. And as always, ladies, I really love to hear from y'all. So please drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.